As we've already been saying, Axel Rudakubana, the teenager who early this week pleaded guilty to the murder of those 3 young girls in Southport last summer, is going to be sentenced tomorrow in Liverpool. My colleague Sarah-Jane Mee will be bringing you coverage of that here on Sky News right throughout the day. But tonight, Sarah-Jane is back in Southport, a community still torn apart by those tragic events. She's been having a word with Marc Foreman, who's been instrumental in raising funds for the families of the victims. And SJ started by asking if the people of the town can ever truly recover.
I think it will recover, and unlike with the grieving process, that if a relative or somebody close to you dies, it does take time. And I guess it's the trauma thing of ups and downs, and things will, little traumas or little T's or big T's to say what affects you more going forth. And people will get on, and people will start coming back to Southport. And I mean, if you walk down the high street and if you walk to our parks and the schools and everything, people are getting on, and people are getting on with their own lives. But it's been tainted. It's been tainted from the actions of one individual and obviously the rioters the next night. And we are getting on, and we are grieving.
This week, Southport was steeling itself for a trial, a long trial, having to relive the trauma of the events of the summer. That all changed on Monday when a guilty plea was entered. What was the reaction to that? Because you were getting ready for the long haul, steeling yourself mentally for that. And now it will all be finished by the end of this week. What was the reaction like to that? Was there a sense of relief?
There's a sense of relief, but there's also a sense of people want answers. People want to understand why it happened, especially why it happened in Southport, why it happened to our friends, our families, our kids, our community. Because it makes no sense in my world, in my life, because these sort of things don't happen around the corner from where we live. I've lived in London before, and even then you kind of expect, higher crime rates and stuff, but even nothing like this. So there's a general feeling of, I guess, frustration, and there will be anger, and depending on what the trial says tomorrow for the sentencing, I don't know what will happen, but I'm hoping that it's going to be closure. I'm hoping that it's going to be people can start getting on with their lives, people can start healing more and grieving more and just forget it happened. I know it's not going to be possible to forget.